This is lesson 1.1 for GCE A-Level Pure Maths Year 1. In this lesson, we are going to learn how to use the laws of indices to simplify powers of the same base. This is an example of a variable raised to a power. So this is pronounced x raised to the power n. The x is called the base, and the n is called the index. It can also be called power or exponent. These are the first few laws of indices that we need to know and use to simplify powers of the same base. Let's go straight in and do some examples. So the first question, A, because this and this are multiplying, here we're going to use rule number 1, and that means we add the powers. So we do this, and we get x to the power 10. For B, it's best to rearrange the question in this format, sort of putting like terms together. So we have got 3 and 4 together and the powers of A together. And we can see that 3 times 4 is 12. And because these two are multiplying and they have the same base, we're going to add the powers. So we are going to get 12 A to the power 5. For C, B to the power 9 divided by B to the power 3 means that we need to subtract the powers as shown here. And that simplifies to B to the power 6. For D, again, we rearrange it in this format. We can easily see that 8 times 2 is 16. Because these are multiplying, we are going to add the powers, and finally we get 16x to the power 10. For E, we need to simplify this one using rule number 3 to get r to the power 8. And then we do our multiplication. So let's rearrange this further to get that. And then because this and this are multiplying, we add the powers again, and we are going to get 2r to the power 11. For F, this can be written as this. That means this one and this one are dividing. And so we are going to subtract the powers, and finally we get this, and then 2x squared. Example 2. Please note that this sign here is plus. It means that we cannot add these powers here. So how do we solve this? Before we try to solve this, let me show you how we are going to simplify this. Let's say you've got 6 plus 4 divided by 2. We know that this is the same as 10 over 2, which is 5. This thing here can be written as 6 divided by 2 plus 4 divided by 2. And this gives us 3, and this one will be 2, and we get 5. Same answer as before. So it means that this one can be broken up just like this to give you this. And then we go to use rule number 2 to simplify this term and this term. And we're going to get this. And then finally we get this. In an exam, this step is not necessary. If you can move to this from here to this place, please do. So that's A. For B, we do the same thing as we did here. And then we write it like this. Then we can see that we can cross out 5 here 1 and 5 there 6. And so now we are left with 6. Then because this and that are dividing, we separate the powers. And then finally we get 6a minus 6 over 5, a to the power 6. Same thing for C. We rearrange it this way. And let's cross out. Let's reduce the fractions. 5 goes there 1, 5 goes there 5, 5 goes there 1, 5 goes there 3, And so we have reduced it to this, and this and that are dividing, so we do this, and this and this are dividing, so we do this, yeah. And then we simplify everything and we get that. Example 3. Given that all this can be written in the form this, find the value of P, Q, and R. So the best way to start is to simplify the numerator. So because this here is raised to the power 5, we know that there's a 1 here and a 1 here that we don't write. So now we can say this can be simplified to 5x to the power 5, y to the power 5. And then we simplify this one as well. The 3 will be squared to get 9, and the x squared will be squared to get x to the power 4. So we get this now. And then we bring like terms together. The 44 x to the power 4 minus 9x to the power 4 are like terms. So we simplify that, and we're going to get this. And then we do some factorization. We bring 5x squared out of the brackets, and then we can now simplify this further by reducing the fraction. So the x squared will cancel the x squared here, and then 5 goes to 1, 5 goes to 2, and so we are left with this. And then we can rewrite this one as 7x squared over 2 minus x cubed y to the power 5 over 2. We can rewrite this one as 7x squared over 2 minus x cubed y to the power 5 over 2. We can write this again to look like this by doing this. 7 over 2 x squared minus a half x cubed y to the power 5. This, let me stress, is the same as that. Now we are in a position to write down the values of P, Q, and R. As you can see, our P is 2 over here. Our Q is 3 over there. And our Y is 5 over here. And that's the end of this lesson. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.